1:15 p.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Dulmin Samarasinghe, assisted by Nilusha Jayamana and read by Mario Vijayawardena. The headlines. The World Bank says Sri Lanka's economy will recover in 2021. Tests confirm aflatoxin not present in random coconut oil samples in the market. The Saturday Family Run launched for the physical fitness of the people. Random PCR and antigen tests will be conducted island-wide during the weekend. A 5,000 rupee allowance will be given to Samurdhi and low-income recipient families in connection with the Sinhala and Tamil New Year. In foreign news, Israel says it will not cooperate with ICC war crimes investigation. In sports cricket, Bangladesh is to announce their main squad for the two-test series against Sri Lanka. Despite the heavy toll of the COVID-19 pandemic on Sri Lanka's economy and the lives of its people, the economy will recover in 2021, though challenges remain. This has been stated in the latest World Bank Sri Lanka Development Update, the economic and poverty impact of the COVID-19 released yesterday. The Sri Lanka Development Update notes that the country, hit with an unprecedented economic downturn due to the pandemic, is now on the road to recovery. Sri Lanka's economic growth is expected to recover to 3.4% in 2021, mainly due to foreign investments as well as normalizing tourism and other economic activities. However, the slow global recovery, coupled with continued trade restrictions, economic scarring from the slowdown, and the high debt burden may continue to affect growth. The World Bank Country Director for the Maldives, Nepal and Sri Lanka, Faris H. Haddad Zervos, said that through an enhanced focus on an export-oriented growth model that taps the full potential of private investment, Sri Lanka could increase its competitiveness and raise growth in a sustainable manner. State Minister Lasantha Alagiyawanna says the reports on tests carried out on 109 random samples of coconut oil in the market have been received. He said none of the coconut oil samples contained the carcinogenic substance aflatoxin. A program called the Saturday Family Run has been launched for the physical fitness of the people. The inauguration program was held this morning at the Racecourse Ground in Colombo under the patronage of Minister Namal Rajapaksa. It has been organised jointly by the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports and Lanka Sports Risen. The program will be implemented on all Saturdays from today. Speaking at the occasion, Minister Namal Rajapaksa said that exercise is essential to minimise non-communicable diseases. The minister said that the government is prepared to support the local bicycle manufacturers to produce bicycles as a solution to the shortage of bicycles in the country. The Army Commander and the head of the National Operations Centre for the Prevention of COVID-19, General Shavendra Silva, said random PCR and antigen tests will be conducted island-wide during the weekend from today to prevent the further spread of COVID-19. He said that unlike last time where random checks were conducted on the borders of the Western Province, this time checks would be conducted island-wide and urged the people to adhere to all the health guidelines during the festive season. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
This how the People's Bank credit cards are giving you discounts of up to 60%.
State Minister Shehan Semasinghe says that the government has decided to provide an allowance of 5,000 rupees in connection with the Sinhala and Tamil New Year to Samurdhi and low-income recipient families affected by the pandemic. He said that steps have been taken to grant the allowance on a request of governing party members of the parliament made to the President and the Prime Minister. It will be implemented jointly by the Presidential Task Force for Economic Revival and Poverty Elimination and Samurdhi Department. The Kandy District Secretary Chandana Tennakoon says that media organizations are entrusted with creating a society filled with intelligent and wise individuals. He has said that the Kandurata service of the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation is committed to achieve this goal. The District Secretary Tennakoon mentioned this while attending the inauguration of a series of programs to mark the 38th anniversary of the service, which is the third regional service of the SLBC. SSP Rohan Premaratne has been appointed as the new director of the Criminal Investigations Department. Police spokesman DIG Ajit Rohan has said former director of CID SSP Nishant Disoisa has been transferred to the Crimes Division of the police headquarters. He said the Public Security Ministry's secretary has approved the transfers based on service requirements. Issuing a press release with regard to the salaries and allowances paid to the families of the disabled war heroes, the Defence Ministry said that a cabinet paper has been submitted to the cabinet seeking approval to pay lifetime salaries and allowances to dependents during the rest of their life upon the death of the disabled war heroes. This will also enable the dependents of the fallen war heroes to receive their salaries and allowances during the rest of their life. It also said yesterday that staging demonstrations are pointless since a request of the war hero families would be met. Defence Secretary General Kamal Gunaratne has briefed the wives of the war heroes comprehensively at the ministry premises on the public day on Wednesday regarding the ongoing process while presenting correspondence evolved. Mrs. Sri Lanka Pushpika De Silva has said she has submitted all proof of her marriage to Mrs. World International. Pushpika said that allegations over her divorce had been false as the matter had now been resolved and insisted that she had studied all the rules and regulations of the pageant before contesting. Meanwhile, Mrs. World Caroline Jury yesterday said she was ready to hand over her crown, stating that she stood by her values even if that meant she had to stand alone. That's local news.
This hour the People's Bank credit cards are giving you discounts of up to 60%. Hurry, get your People's credit card at your nearest People's Bank branch today. Special offers only till April 30th.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
228 COVID-infected persons have been identified this morning. 45 out of them have returned from overseas. The highest number of infected persons, which is 58, has been identified from the Colombo district. 94,563 COVID patients have been reported from the country by this morning. 91,271 out of them have completely recovered from the virus. 2,697 of them are undergoing medical treatment. 598 COVID deaths have been reported, with the 2 reported by this morning.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
And now in Watchlight, Minister Mahinda Amaraveera has informed the Central Environmental Authority to provide him with a report on the pollution of water in the Devanna Lake and the discolouring of water in the wetlands near the Battaramulla 3 Bridges area. The Minister has made the request today by sending a letter to the Director General of the authority, Hemanta Jayasinghe. That was Watchlight.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of
the best discount in this Aurudhu season, People's Leasing Polybasi. Enjoy an interest rebate of 25% from People's Leasing for all the leasing facilities during this Aurudhu season. Call 011-206300 for more details. Conditions apply.
People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
In world news headlines, Israel says it will not cooperate with ICC war crimes investigation. India reports record COVID-19 infections. Gun salutes planned across the UK for the Duke of Edinburgh. Israel says it will not cooperate with an investigation by the International Criminal Court into possible war crimes in the occupied territories. In a letter to the court, Israel says the ICC is acting without authority in carrying out the probe. The issue threatens to further damage already strained relations between the two sides. India reported a record 145,384 new COVID-19 cases, the Health Ministry data shows today, as the country grappled with an overwhelming second wave of infections. A 5-month high 794 deaths brought the toll to 168,436. India's overall caseload was 13.21 million, the third highest globally behind the US and Brazil. Gun salutes to mark the death of the Duke of Edinburgh are due to take place later across the UK in Gibraltar and from warships at sea. Prince Philip, Queen Elizabeth's husband of 73 years, died yesterday. Aged 99, he was the longest-serving royal consort in British history. The Ministry of Defence said saluting batteries will fire 41 rounds at 1 round every minute in cities including London, Edinburgh, Cardiff and Belfast. And now the main points of the World News segment once again. Israel says it will not cooperate with ICC war crimes investigation. India reports record COVID-19 infections. Gun salutes planned across the UK for the Duke of Edinburgh. That was World News.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of
The best discount in this Urdu season. People's Leasing Polybasi. Enjoy an interest rebate of 25% from People's Leasing for all the leasing facilities during this Urdu season. Call 011-206-300 for more details. Conditions apply.
People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
Development News is brought to you by CIB Nivea offer valuable gift vouchers for every bill payment during 1st to 10th April. 20% discount for bank card holders. Our place, our product. CIB.
HSBC and the Asian Development Bank this week announced a $300 million financing program to help the region's supply chain scale up to deliver life-saving vaccines at both volume and pace. The targeted financing will inject the much-needed liquidity into the complex vaccine ecosystem from sourcing and manufacturing through to distribution. It will support the ecosystem's long-term reconfiguration to deliver mass COVID-19 inoculation programs. That was Development News.
Development News was brought to you by CIB Nivea offer valuable gift vouchers for every bill payment during 1st to 10th April. 20% discount for bank card holders. Our place, our product. CIB.
And now in sports news, in cricket, Bangladesh will announce their main squad for the two-test series against Sri Lanka, which begins on April 21st after the 17th to the 18th April intra-squad practice match in Katunayaka. BCB Chief Selector Minhajul Abedin said that the 21-member preliminary squad will travel to Sri Lanka when usually the larger squad is trimmed into a 15-member group shortly before the touring party departs for the host country. He said the squad for the test series will be announced after our inter-squad warm-up game. Meanwhile, the sporting world has been paying tributes to Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh, who has died aged 99. Periods of silence were held before football matches, including Fulham's Premier League match against Wolves and England women's friendly in France. Flags were flown at half-mast at a number of venues, including Wembley and all 9 county cricket grounds. The Duke was an honorary member of the Jockey Club and a former president of Malbon Cricket Club. That was Sports News.
Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply. Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
Sri Lanka's first ever PVC Wellington boots designed under personal protective equipment and protective footwear specifications has been unveiled by D. Sampson Industries Private Limited. Building on the R&D success born out of their pioneering spirit, the innovative boots will be available under the brand Cabellava. The product complies with the current health standards. That was Business News.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money. Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Economic News. Courtesy of
I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
Sri Lanka stocks gained 0.62% yesterday. The Colombo benchmark all-share price index gained 45.81 points to close at 7,458.27. The S&P SL20 index of more liquid stocks gained 0.59% or 17.86 points to close at 3,020.57. Meanwhile, Sri Lanka has sold 10.4 billion rupees of 2023 and 2028 bonds at auction yesterday after offering 45 billion rupees.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, introduces Nanasa, a trilingual educational mobile app with video-based lessons for grade 1 to A levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with no subscription fee.
The Met Department says showers or thundershowers will occur at several places over most parts of the island in the evening or night. Fairly heavy falls, about 50 millimeters, can be expected at some places in the Uva, Sabaragamu, central, southern, western and north central provinces. Misty conditions can be expected at some places in central, Sabaragamu, western provinces during the morning. The sun is directly over Sri Lanka during the 5th to the 14th of April.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, introduces Nanasa, a trilingual educational mobile app with video-based lessons for grade 1 to A levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with no subscription fee.
And now the headlines of this news broadcast once again. The World Bank says Sri Lanka's economy will recover in 2021. Tests confirm aflatoxin not present in random coconut oil samples in the market. The Saturday Family Run launched for the physical fitness of the people. Random PCR and antigen tests will be conducted island-wide during the weekend. A 5,000 rupee allowance will be given to Samurdhi and low-income recipient families in connection with the Sinhala and Tamil New Year. In foreign news, Israel says it will not cooperate with ICC war crimes investigation. In sports cricket, Bangladesh is to announce their main squad for the 2-test series against Sri Lanka. That concludes this news broadcast.